You're managing countless demands in your life. You win contracts, you win awards, you earn the admiration of your peers, you're scaling your business faster than even you thought possible, and you're juggling the demands of home or family. So why is weight loss so hard? I've worked with many high achievers, people at the top of their fields like you, who are professionally excelling, running their own business, doing really well at work. Weight loss is high on their health to-do list, but whilst they smash all their other goals, weight loss just seems to elude them. There's no one single answer to why weight loss is so hard for super busy people. But there's one thing that super busy people have in common, and that's mental overload. And mental overload is an obstacle to weight loss, as I'll explain in this video. I'll explain how your brain is a bit like a phone with no remaining memory space. With no remaining capacity, the camera on your phone won't take even a single photo. In a similar way, an overloaded brain can't take on anything new. That overloaded brain lacks the bandwidth to do anything demanding like changing how you eat. Then I'll explain why you find yourself doing what you intended not to do when your working memory, your mental bandwidth, is completely zapped. Like reach for a bag of sweets or stop at the drive-through McDonald's on the way home. For someone with as much grit and determination as you have, you may find it really baffling that these particular things happen when you really didn't intend them to. I'll explain why you need some bandwidth, some working memory, psychologists call it, in order to be able to lose weight by changing how you eat. Changing how you eat does involve some effort and focus, and assuming that you can't simply ditch a lot of the demands on you to give yourself the bandwidth that would help you to make changes, I'll explain how you can minimize the amount of working memory you need in order to be able to make changes despite how busy you are. Okay, so as I said, your overcrowded brain is a bit like your phone whose memory is totally full. Like your phone, your brain has no spare bandwidth, what we call working memory. Using this analogy, notice that your phone still has all the functionality to take photos, it's just run out of space. There's nothing wrong with its actual workings. In the same way, when your working memory is full, when your mental bandwidth is full, your brain still works perfectly well. There's nothing wrong with how your brain works, it's just got no spare capacity to deal with anything new. So you have no available bandwidth to allocate to changing how you eat, like by going on a diet. When your working memory is exhausted in this way, when it's completely full up, it's not just that you can't do anything new, it also means that you're going to be reverting to things that are automatic. You're likely to do many of the unhealthy things that you swore not to do, that you've been doing and you want to stop doing. This is because with no working memory availability, what you do reverts to the actions that are already automated on autopilot, like reaching for sweets when you're tired or a tub of ice cream when you're stressed. Those things, the ones that have already been relegated to automatic control, don't take any working memory. You can do those things with little or no thought at all. So why does working memory bandwidth matter for weight loss? Well, importantly, you need some bandwidth to create any new healthy habit, because creating a new healthy habit involves taking the unhealthy one that you're trying to replace out of automated control. I talk about this in another video, and the link for that is in the description. To achieve weight loss that is actually sustainable, so the weight stays off, you need to ensure that you're creating new eating habits that you can stick to. So that's going to mean moving away from eating more than what your body needs to being able to eat more in tune with your body. As the many competing demands on you jostle for working memory space, the ones that are most pressing will win. Unless health has become your most pressing issue, it may get bumped out of working memory allocation in favour of tomorrow's deadline. This all helps to make sense of why diets don't work when you're overloaded mentally. Think of any diet that you tried that didn't work for you. Remember the effort it took? The amount of energy you had to put into it? A problem with many weight loss programs is the number of things they require you to change at once. Changing even a single eating habit takes energy and focus, which are aspects of working memory. Changing lots at once is a very heavy working memory load. And as you can see, if you've got numerous other demands on that limited capacity that your brain has to focus on things right now, it's no wonder that you can't stick to a really demanding diet. So what can you do instead? Well, a different approach is to really minimize the amount of working memory capacity that you need in order to make changes to how you eat that will lead to weight loss. You can do this by giving yourself half an hour one evening to reflect on which specific eating habits that you've developed are getting in the way of your health goals or weight loss. You can use my Unhelpful Eating Habits checklist as a prompt to help you do this, and watch the video where I describe how to use this in practice. The link to these is in the description below. Once you've got the list of eating habits that are problematic for your health or weight loss, then you work out which specific one you want to start with. You don't try and change them all at once because, as we've seen, you just haven't got the brain space for it right now. Decide which one habit you'll focus on to start with. That might be something like eating in the car on the way home. If that's something that's really unhelpfully influencing your health and your weight, that might be a good place to start. But many of these habits are really idiosyncratic. You may be doing something that isn't even on my list that you know is unhelpfully affecting your health and your weight. And when you tackle just one of these habits at a time, you need minimal working memory capacity, because all you need is when the situation arises where you would normally do the old thing, that's when you pause and you remind yourself that this is a priority. This one eating habit right now is a priority, and that you can just pause and notice what you need to do in order to do the new thing now rather than the old thing. So that might be, if we take the example of eating in the car on the way home, that might be changing what you do when you stash the sweets in the car in the first place. So it might be the point at which you're in a petrol station buying petrol and buying sweets, that you work out how to just pay for the petrol and leave without the extra sweets. This change won't come naturally, because your autopilot will have you buying the sweets. But by just focusing on getting through the paying process without the sweets and getting back in the car, you're supporting the development of the new habit, which is driving without eating those sweets. And you've only needed that bit of extra bandwidth at that point. It won't be necessarily easy because it may be happening at a time of day when you're quite tired, but it's minimizing the amount of mental effort and energy you need. And if you keep making that change day in, day out, you'll develop the new healthier habit and the weight loss will follow. If you know that you're going to need some additional professional help to help you make changes within your busy lifestyle, click the link below for a free eating pattern analysis call with me, where we'll analyse your specific situation and make a plan for lasting weight loss that's tailored to your lifestyle. Please like this video and share it with anyone else you know who's super busy. And do subscribe to my YouTube channel for lots more on the psychology of eating, appetite and weight loss. My next video is on the 4 keys to understanding overeating. Thanks for watching.